Alrighty. Got Maya starting up. Then we're going to continue on mining Jill. Try to finish that up this evening. Maybe I'll play some game and then did a little bit of writing earlier. Nothing too fancy, just working on a scene. I moved a scene from so I had a scene that I changed in the book for a thing that happened, but I moved part of that a little bit farther down toward the end, and then I realized that thought that was going to be the better option, but after doing it, I'm like, that's probably not. So I'm going to go back and find that spot in the middle to make that adjustment, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, let's see what's going on here. Content. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, my testing chat's still there, but it does work. Hi. Let's see if it takes it in. I didn't clear the old chat, but it's there. All right, let's fire up Jill. Okay, so this is where we left off. Need to make the arms and the head. For the arm, I'm going to do the same thing as I did with the leg. I'll just grab a cylinder. Where are you at? There it is. And let's do 6. And I guess I'll do the whole arm. Radius about a big. Height. Get to about there-ish. Debating on how I want to do that. I can round. I think I'm just going to round off on the cap. Okay, so on the side view, the arm is bent back. That's not going to really help me much. I think I'm going to move and just check the thickness overall. Body is there. Arm's going to be about here. Sometimes the reference is not a good reference. I'm gonna trim this and instead do it this way. Let's turn the torso off. And let's see. Let's turn this one on. There we go. Welcome, welcome. Alright, so that's in there, that's on there. We don't need the game view up. What is this thing called? Dashboard. Where are my... Here. Interesting. So that did push, but it didn't register over there. I wonder if I have to link that every time. 1 second here. I don't think I need to link it every time, but I'm going to. Yeah. Weird. So it's not refreshing. Whatever. Tell you, getting YouTube chat to be cooperative is very, very annoying. I don't know why that's not updating. It should have updated. This video is not about chatting, it's about modeling, so I don't give a flying insert your word here. I tried. Yeah, so Stream Elements ended up receiving the chat, but the chat did not update on the screen there. It still has the testing. Whatever. It's infuriating, but I got stuff to do, so I can't focus on that nonsense. Anyway, I'm gonna split that, and then I guess the way I'll handle this is I'll extrude a little bit. I'll just round that off. Good enough, and I'll move that down about where that shoulder is. Wrist is probably okay. I'll just tighten that up. Put a slice in here for the elbow. Make sure you guys can actually see what's going on here. I don't need to be too particular, but I am going to give some definition to the body. That's probably good enough. Although proportion-wise, the forearm is longer than the upper arm, so visually this looks a little bit off. Alright, for the hand, I think I'm just going to extrude and make the fingers out of this. To do that, I'm going to have to get rid of these cuts. Extrude that. Let's move that down. Now, one of the downsides about making the arm in this position is it's difficult to work with. Black screen on there. Let me take a look. Should be capturing now, right? Yeah, okay, it's capturing now. Although it's still not popping up the correct chat, so I'm just going to kill the chat. I'm over the chat not being functional. Let me throw something in anger. What can I throw in anger? Jelly beans? Right. Rawr. There. I expressed my anger. Okay. Uh, okay. I'm going to take this arm. Oh, before I do that, I will pull out this thumb. Good enough. I need to make this arm so it's a T-pose. So I'm going to move the pivot. Let's move it up to about here. And I'll rotate about to a T-pose. Okay, and let's straighten out some of this stuff. This will just make life easier for modeling the hand. Okay, in this section, this is the wrist. Let's put a slice in here. Yeah, so I can, I've got the other monitor up so I can see that the screen's working. So, yay. Elbow, let's straighten these out. I'll just flatten that off, adjust it, and then get these again. Okay. What is that? Is that the thumb? Alright, so the thumb, let's take you, move you out to the side. Not that we need a whole bunch of articulation there, but that should be good. This being twisted, though, is not good. That's fine to here. That's fine to there. But then as we get to here, we get a lot of skewing. So let's do this. We'll change the orientation. This needs to be wider. And then flatter here. Alright, and then as far as, I probably should just fix that. Let's readjust. I'm not going for super accurate hands here, but I want to make sure that I can bend this thumb where I want it. That should be good enough. For these, I will need some fingers, so I'll just cut. Awesome, cool. So how you doing, Alex? How's your evening? Anything exciting, special, fancy? To make the fingers, I'm going to extrude from here. And then I'll pull those out. About however far you want them to go. And then down here for keep faces together, we'll just click that to off. And then we'll just taper these. Instant fingers. Let's do this side view here. Okay, so your hand from the thumb to here, if you can see that, you got about that much hand, and then you got fingers. So I've got a little bit too much hand, so I'll take the hand part back some. And then your fingers are a bit long, so I'll just bring those back. You can just work out the amount of distance you have between all the fingers. That's all up to you. Pinky is going to be shorter than the ring finger, and you can just check your hand, you know. My pinky's smaller than ring, my ring is just smaller than my middle is way bigger than my index. But on this hand, these are kind of even from each other. So really, it depends on, you know, no two hands are exactly alike. So I'll do middle like that. And then to have them bend, you got to throw some cuts in there. Let's see, first cut depends on which hand, you know. This one, they're not exactly the same. So my middle and index finger, or sorry, my middle and ring finger are a little bit closer than the other. So you just got to pick. So I'm going to go ahead and just slice this one here. Index is going to be higher than pinky, so I'll move that one to about here. Middle is higher than index. And then for mine, my ring is just below my finger, and then this one about here, there. There. Now our fingers are cut. And then it has to be perfect. This is a low res model, so good enough. That should do the work that I need. It does bother me this having this angle here. I don't think it's going to bother. I don't think it'll be in the way. I think it's good enough. Maybe I'll thicken up this arm just a tad. Thicken it all the way. I do the same thing on the torso. I'm gonna have to make that arm thicker. Just overall. Oof, that's really beefy. I do want to round these off just a tad. Not that I have to, it just bothers me. Where's bevel? Whoops. A little better. Okay. Get this leg, and I'll thicken this leg up. Put some meat on her bones. Okay. The arm does need to be segmented at the elbow and at the wrist. In game, they don't really have a lot of stuff going on with the hands. They're going to be either a full fist or whatever not. So realistically, I don't even need all the fingers. But I'm going to leave it because I made them and I'm just too lazy to unmake them. So I'm going to split there. I'm also going to split here. Detach wherever that's at. And then object mode, we will do a separate. And we'll just move this out of the way. And we'll just fill these in. I'll extrude and then merge center. Same deal here. Extrude, merge center. So there's the arm. You know, I didn't really look to see if the foot had any bend to it. I think it does. I think in the game it actually does have a bend. So, pull that up real quick. Hey, how's it going? Go ahead and pop that off. Let's find the game here. Where is that at? Let me change my layout. Let's go to this one. Huh, that one's not working either. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know why the chat is bugging me, but it is. Okay, so I have that, and I should be able to run the game. You guys see the game? Is it up? Let me move this. Yeah, okay, you can see. Resident Evil 2. Yeah, okay, it looks like the feet are segmented. Right around the ankle. Hand is open. It does look like I actually have separated fingers. It's almost impossible to get an angle that's worthwhile, though. My guess is, with the exception of the one computer room, that they have different hands. They probably have a hand that's open, a hand that's closed, and then only on the computer room where she's typing do they actually have articulated fingers. Okay, so pop out of that. Let's jump back into this workspace for Maya. So for that ankle bend, I will go ahead and separate about here. That should be good. I'll detach that and then separate the mesh. Lost my train of thought. Derailed. Okay, so this will be left underscore foot. Left underscore maybe I'll do that as shin. instead of this one being left leg upper, I'll just do this as left thigh. And then hips, torso, left. I guess this is upper arm. I mean, I would rig it as left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, but it doesn't really matter what you name these things. Left forearm. Left hand. That's pretty good there. Let's do a little bit of work here. I'll round this off. Let's bevel. I think I did too good of a job at rounding. Whoop. She's got the body armor on, so we're not going to have a lot of like definition, I guess you could say. Okay, let's go to the head. Oh, I never tightened up that neck, huh? How silly of me. Oh, right, because I expanded the whole body. That's why that's wider. Never mind. I will leave that alone. Although, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having the tinier neck, though. I guess I could just take these down. All right, let's take the torso. We'll hide that. For the face, the debate is, do I start with something round or do I continue with something square? I guess I'll go with a cube and then I'll just round off as I need. You can definitely start with a sphere and dial it down, but it's easier to add dimension than it is to take away. So that's why I'm starting with a box. So her head is, actually I'll just move this. Head is probably about there. We're going to have a little bit of space for hair. Check the side real quick. Yeah. Move this down for here. We got forehead. Guess I'll move that forward. Let's split at the jawline. And I'll also split at, I guess I'll split just below the nose. Take this, move that up. And this is back. We're going to have hair, so we need to leave space for the fact that we're going to have hair. So I can fill it all out and then cut hair in, or I can do this and then extrude hair out. So It doesn't really matter how you do it. You just gotta pick the way you want to do it. Guess I'll put a cut in here for the brow. And then I'll get a position for that. Move the chin. I need a split right down the middle. Mesh tools. Let's get insert edge loop. Oof, I got 2 loops. I want 1 loop. All right, that. So the front and the side head are not perfect. Maybe not. Let's see. That should be the front of the chin. That might work out, actually. Let's turn symmetry on. I'll just work on the one side. Same thing on the head. Move that in for the forehead. Ah, Ryu. Top of the head. Back of the head. She's going to have a boxy head, so I just have to work with what I got. Move some of this back to create definition. If I split here, I'll get a little bit more curvature, so I think I will. Let's see, no, actually what you guys are going to make in class, you're going to be making a full face. This is a low-res model. You guys are going to be doing a high-res model. So you'll have eyes and ears and mouth and all that stuff. I'm doing low res because Resident Evil, the original Resident Evil was in low res. So I'm sticking with that particular plan. I really want this to be a little bit more round. Let's get this side as well. on the back of the head here, I don't have to be too particular because I'm going to have hair, but I think that's probably good enough for a rough head. Okay, she does have a nose. In game, I think the nose is actually noticeable. Let's turn the game on real quick. You guys... Yeah, okay, so she definitely has a nose. And looks like the ears are there as well. So for the ears, I'm just going to cheat. So this area where this ear is, you might have thought that was an accident. Nope, that was on purpose. Right? So I'm going to extrude the ear and just pull that out. So I'll hit extrude. Pull those out. And now we have a rough shape to make an ear out of. And I'll just take this edge. I'll just move it in. But that's really all I need for an ear on this character. For the nose, I have to be a little bit more precise. I'm going to have to make a little triangle cut and then pull that out. So here, I need to make a cut, but you can see it won't let me. So the reason for that is I have symmetry on. It won't let me make a central cut, so I'll turn symmetry off. I'll make my central cut. And now I can put that in, turn symmetry back on. Now I have a space to put the nose. I could do a full bridge, make it nicer. But this is a low-res model, so I won't bother. Now, the question is, do I extrude or just pull out? So if I just pull, we'll get something like that. Might be too distorted, right? So I will go ahead and extrude. Oops. A little bit of Pinocchio. Let's get here. That's probably good enough. Now I can't leave this hanging because this is basically an N-gon. Right, this is an N-gon, 5 points. So I have to find a way of solving that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a cut here. Like that. And then I will connect here. So now that's completed there. But I have the same problem down here. I need to solve this N-gon. I can solve it by going to the chin, or I can make another connection. I think solving to the chin is going to be the best option. So I'll take here and I'll solve to there. We don't have an articulate mouth, so we're never going to see the fact that that's not going to work. I can take this point up. We can make that. I could probably just cut these off and just have a full-on triangle nose. Like, that would totally work. Yeah, I'll just be lazy. Her nose is kind of pointy anyway. Good enough. Ears. I'll do it on this view. I'll make this slightly ear-shaped. not going to get a whole lot out of a square, so like I could do a cut and make it more round, but we're not really going to see enough of it for it to matter. You're going to fall off of it? Nah. It's all practice. In an ideal setting, you guys would have a character every other week, but we just don't have enough time to make a character every other week. So we'll probably do... I would like to do 2 characters. You guys to have a rough practice character, and then you make your own character that you like. That way you get as much practice making a thing as we can squeeze into the year. So the goal is by the end of the year, you'll have a fully made character, maybe with a basic skeleton, but you have to go through the painful process of making a practice character first. So when we get back after the break, we'll do we'll have a refresher for code because we need it. I have a lot of students who are still confused about what a variable is, and that's not a good thing. So we're going to have to do a code refresh, and then we'll go back and do jumping into the characters. So when I go, class, what is a variable? And they go, I hear crickets. I'm like, okay. Now I know I have to start back over. Okay, for this, for the hair, how do I want to do the hair? Well, there are a lot of different options. Let me just go ahead and look at her. I can cut the shape in where I want the hair to be, or I can extrude out of the back of the head to fill in this space, and I can make little dangly-doos. There are so many options. Sorry, I just needed to fix this. Couldn't live with it being so uneven. Okay. So I'll do this. Let's select she's a simple enough character that I could totally paint this on. Let's see, she has some bangs, so I'm going to want some space for that. Actually, I'll leave the bangs open. I think that'll be good there. And then I can pull the bangs out from the front. Decisions. If I build it all as part of the head, I'm stuck with the one hairstyle. So I can extract and have a separate piece, and I can always make multiple hairstyles that all stem from this one base. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to duplicate these faces, and then well, realistically I could just extract, because I don't even need, we're not going to see the inside of the head. So yeah, let's just do an extraction. So I'll hit extract. What that does is it makes these 2 separate halves. This is the face, this is the hair. And then I will duplicate that. So face. This will be hair. And then the other one in here, that. call that hair base, and I'll just have it hidden in case I want the original. Okay, and then from here, this is pretty simple. I just take this and I extrude. We just pull that out. And voila, instant hair. And then these I can make bangs out of. So I'll pull these out. I might leave that one alone. Okay. We'll turn symmetry off. We'll extrude. We'll pull those out. Separate them, and then tighten them up. There we go. Little bits of anime hair. And then this corner. Where are you at? That's a little bit better. Okay. And you can see how as I move that, I created a hole because that piece of the head is not there anymore. Well, it's a good reason I have my hair base, because I can always bring that back, copy it, hide the thing I don't need, I'll hide the hair, right? And I can say, hey, well, it turned out that I need this panel, so I can just take this panel here, and that one, because I need both, and then I can extract from there. So, where we got? We'll hit extract. Let me do it off of the copy. Let me hide the original. There we go. Yeah, extract. I can get rid of that part. This part I'm going to keep. So that and that and that. I'll hit combine. And then we will do a merge so they're together. And then if I put the hair back on, we'll have that. And then you can style however you like. So like, her hair's all fluffy, so you can really fill this out and pull these strands however you. I'm going to be very lazy about it. I have hair. Good enough. She also has a hat or a beret. So for the beret, yeah, I'm just gonna cube it. Maybe. Yeah. I don't need symmetry on because the beret is asymmetrical. There is a section that comes out here. Let's check the front or the side. Yeah, there's a bunch of this that goes forward. A bunch of this that goes back. And that point, it's kind of like here. Actually, I won't do that yet. Let's divide this. And I'll divide it this way. That can be up here. Yeah. And that can be up. I'm going to need a couple cuts, but before I start getting into more cuts, let's reduce this. I don't need to be this far out. And I can come down quite a bit because, well, I'm floating, right? I've got the game music in my head, the little save room. Dun 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 dun. Okay, a little bit closer to what we're going for. It's kind of flat up top. I'm not going to do the fold over. I don't think it's really all that necessary. Actually, maybe I will. Maybe I will do the fold over. Let's take this edge. A little bevel. See this bottom edge as well. The hat has more resolution than the rest of the body. Yeah, I don't think I need the fold over. I can put a little split here to make it easy to divide that. So like here. And we can just have that visual of a segment. Good enough. Can't quite see. There we go. Now for something like that, let me go ahead and just freeze its position. We don't need an underside. We can totally cut that off. Same thing with the hair. We don't need an interior side of the hair. So I'll move this over here. Let's go ahead and frame on it. And then everything inside of here can get nuked. So Oops. So that can go, pretty much all this can go. Sideburn, I can take that. I can take this one. But these pieces that kind of pull away from the head or the neck, those have to stay. So like this one, and that. And actually, I'll do those as symmetrical. Even though with the hair, you could do, the hair could be asymmetrical. I'll keep it symmetrical. We can just kind of pull it out. Oops. Cool. Let's put that back. Because we're not going to see inside that. And then on this, we're not going to see any of this stuff. Yeah, there's like not really an angle we would ever see that stuff. Okay, let's see. Accessories and things. On the leg here, there's that pouch. We've got knee pads. There's an elbow pad there. I might just paint it on. But I could, for that shape. Oops. Yeah, I can totally make that out of here. And I'll put the strap of the pad here. Yeah, I think that's good enough. And then these edges, those I can reduce. That's good enough. Pouches. How do I want to do the pouches? Oh. And the knee pads. Knee pads. Well, I guess I'll do a cut above and below the knee. And I'll decide what part of this needs to actually come out. So these. And then there's a strap. Same dealio. I'll just taper that while I have it. And I'm just closing up that seam so it looks more like it's a continuous object. There's a gap here, but that's because there's an edge there that is not present on the upper half. I can cut it in, or I can remove the one, but I do need the one on the lower leg. This one's necessary because it supports the edge down here. I guess I could remove it and reduce it, but I'm not going to worry that much. How about this side pouch? Let's do that. I'll put a little ring in here for where the strap is going to go. And then let's move this stuff up. Go out a little bit. And then for this one, that holster goes out quite a bit. So I'm going to take these spaces now. And then I can take that out a lot farther. For this, maybe I'll take these back. Whoops. Yeah, good enough. She actually has two straps there. I just did one. Does it bug me enough to do two? It does not. Although it does look cooler with the two straps, right? What about the belt? Yeah. Well, I mean, I can weld everything down, and then... Nah, I won't bother. It's fine. I'll live with just the one strap. For the belt. Let's see. Let's bring up the torso. It's mostly on this lower half, so I'm going to take that. Find a good spot for where the belt's going to go. Extrude that out. I've got the belt. And then for the vest, mostly I can just paint that on, but I think to make it look interesting, trying to think of where I can cut to get the shape that I need. It has this U shape here. And I don't really want to do that. I think what I can do is this. If I take these shoulders, let's turn symmetry on. I can do that. So off of here. Like this, and then back here. I think that would work, and then I need one cut lower because she has that shirt, right? I think that'll work, and then we can extrude that just a little bit. Like that. Not bad for low res. There we go. And then for that head, her head's just a little bit tiny. I need to fill up the neck here. How do I want to do this neck connection? So the way they did it in the game is they had the neck extruded from the head, and they had the head pivoting, you know, from here. I don't have to do that. I can do the opposite. I can have the neck going to the head and have the head pivot from where the head's at. There's no harm. And I think that's what I'm going to do to keep my sanity. Where's my hair base? Yeah. So that I will take up into the head. High enough so we can't really see where it terminates. We'll just symmetry that off. Taper it a little bit. And then I'll go and make this less bulky. How's that head? Is her head tiny compared to the rest of her body? Her head looks a little tiny, doesn't it? Okay. I'm going to take all of the head. Actually, let me grab all of the body real quick. Let's delete all the history. Let's duplicate this arm. So, to duplicate, to mirror an object across, all you're really doing is taking a copy of it, okay, and then finding the scale of it. So, looks like the scale of this So I go into object. It is going to be mostly on the Y, so I would take the Y scale and -1, and it'll flip it, but it's at an angle. So what we can do is use the mirroring tools, because that's what they're here for. So we'll mirror on the wall. Let's make another one of those things. And we'll do that on the leg, and this one, and then that one. Alright, all that looks pretty good. Good enough for that. Okay. So all that is there. How is that head looking? Still a little small, right? Let's take this. Oh, I guess the face got, when I extracted it, it became a new name, so is caps lock on. Face. So face, and then hair, and then hat. I'll parent those all to the face. And then the hair base, I guess I'll put that on here as well. Hair, hat. The order of parenting is backwards. The hat needs to be part of the face. There we go. The hair is part of the face. Yeah, okay. So by making those all children of one object, I can then take that object's pivot point, and I can just scale from there. And that looks better. Alright, so let's go ahead and add some color to this wonderful, wonderful character. I'm going to take that hair base and remove it from here. What's this group? All these groups of things. So all by type. I don't mind groups, but I don't like the auto transform groups that Maya likes to make. Not a huge fan of that. Let's see. These don't seem to have any purpose. What's this thing? Really? Okay. So these, this is the right. Okay, all those are good. Once again, I'll save that. Let's go ahead and remove all history. And then these groups can go away. Alright. Now let's start doing some UVs, because you can't make things without UVs. UV editor. And I'll just do this. Let's do a planar from the front. Ah, there she is, all beautiful. Do the face first. We no longer need this parented hierarchy, so I can go ahead and just separate these out. Alright, face. This is mostly hollow, so if I center up on this, you know, back behind it, it's all hollow. Which is great because that means all I have to do is unfold, and it should be fine to work on. So I'll put that back in position, I'll go down to unfold, and then unfold it. And there is the face. Unfolded, there are the ears. Great. We do want the face to take up a good deal of space. Okay. Hair. Same deal. Hair's already done. I just unfold. And really, I'm just going to use the auto layout tool to lay it out. I do prefer it being oriented, you know, toward the screen, but it's fine. No overlaps. Everything looks like it's unfolded. That's good. Let's grab the beret. Same thing, that one I can just unfold, and then I'll lay it out. Okay, so the easy ones are out of the way. Let's grab the torso. Torso needs to have some work done to it. So we have our front capture. I'm going to separate this by segment. So part of this is going to be her shirt collar, and then part of it's going to be the body armor. So body armor, I'm going to go ahead and just get my edge tool, and I'll grab the edges around the body armor. And I can use symmetry because symmetry now works with UVs, which is really handy. Cool, got all those. And then I'll get under here. Okay. And then I'm going to cut up the back. So when you do UVs, just think of it as on a person anyway. Think of it kind of like the way your clothing has seams, you know? Like on the shirt, there's like a seam that runs this way. If it's a button-down shirt, obviously there's going to be a seam in the middle. So you're going to go around where those seams are going to be. And you just cut. Where's my cut tool? Cut. Yay. And then I take the piece that got cut from that, and I can unfold it. So this whole section. I should now be able to unfold, and there is the armor. Okay. And then I have the rest of this stuff. How that gets cut and unfolded is up to you, but I would just follow a similar pattern. So this is the front of the body. All I want to do back here is cut this. Go ahead and hide the torso or the hips here. And then underneath, this stuff isn't super important, but I do have to have it prepped. So I'm going to grab these and that and that. And I'll just cut those. So that'll just be a flap. And if I were to unfold it, if you do this long enough, you can kind of predict. So my guess is, if I were to unfold this, let me go ahead and hit paint real quick. My guess is this is going to open up like this. Right, because we're going to have these 4 tiles here. Those are connected here. And then we have, you know, these. Right? And we cut the back, so we cut this back one, which is the same as this one. This top edge is what connects to the bottom of the armor. And then this is the actual bottom of this. So I predict it's going to look something like that. So let's hit unfold. There we go. One strip, and then we have the flap. Okay. Our side pieces, we can just unfold those because those are already done. For those, it's just a matter of how you want them to be oriented. It doesn't really matter. And the neck piece, for that, I'm going to go up the back of the neck to the top. So I'll make the head. Let's go ahead and hide the head. Okay. I'm going to take this back piece. And these I'm going to cut. That's the neck. How much of her neck is bare? Just a eensy-weensy little bit. So what I think I will do, maybe turn that head back on. Here. Okay, so this lower section, I'm actually going to cut so that it can be just have its own paint job, basically. So I'll get that, and I'll do a cut. And then these 2 sections are different. So this will be skin color. That'll be shirt color. And this will all take up this space. So the way that I want this laid out, I want the vest. I want all of the shirt pieces. Let me turn symmetry off. That way I can orient this and move it around. This is the lower part of that vest piece. Or sorry, the lower part of the neck. And then this is the neck. All that needs to fit on here. Okay, those are done. Lower hips. Hips kind of the same way we did the other part of the body. Let me hide these legs here. We have a front projection, that's good. I'm going to take along the bottom here. And realistically, because the top and the bottom, let me go ahead and hide the torso real quick, just to show this. There's a top and bottom section. Those parts aren't necessary, right? If you could put like guts in there if you wanted to like, have your character fall apart and you're like, oh my god, there's, you know, it looks like a ham. Never gonna eat Christmas dinner again. Anyway, you can do that where, check it out. So I'll just go ahead and grab this. Since I know I don't even need this stuff, right, I can do a cut there, but I do want to cut this bottom one. Okay, I can do my cut. Okay. Take this, unfold that. That's just the shorts or the pants or whatever. These can unfold. Sometimes that happens. Let me just do this part by itself. Oh, that's acting like it's got non-manifold in it. It doesn't, though. That didn't want to behave. That's fine. I can take these and I can just project those from the top. And then these are perfect, and I can just do what I want with them. In general, you want all of your UVs to have a very consistent size. But since these interior pieces nobody's really going to see, unless you frag the character, you can do whatever you want with them. Yeah. Find some meat and put like a meat color in there. Totally could. Same thing for the inside of like the legs. The only problem is because it's a segmented character, as those move, you'd totally see those being a thing. Alright. Thigh. Get the thigh, I'll get rid of these hips. Alright. So for this, I've got the front projection. And this I'm actually going to cut along the inside of the leg here. So we got this top one. I don't care about that as much, but I'm going to go down this leg here. Can I get the whole side? I did. Okay. That's good. That other one's in the way. I think that's good there. And I can take these off as well. Okay, cut that. See if we just unfold it all. Upper leg. There's that brace or ammo pouch or whatever that is, holster. There's a leg. If it goes this way. Yes. I'm going to arrange this kind of in the way that it goes. And that did not come out the way I thought it would. And this is extra. What the heck that is? Oh, that's the top piece. Yeah, that totally should not have been split like that. I'll project that from the top, and then I'll shrink it down. Again, that's not that big of a deal. But this thing, how come this did not cut all the way? Oh, right, because we have this bottom section. Let me hide you and you. And what of this bottom section do we need? That's cut through. Good. Then I'll just take this, and then I will project that from the top. Oof. Looks like I got extra. I did. Alright. Project that. And then this here looks like it's cut. I should be able to unfold it. It's got non-manifold. You dirty liar. Non-manifold geometry on here. I do not believe you. Don't you believe it? Yeah, I do not see it. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this. Do a quick cleanup on that. Let's remove the history on it. Really? All right, I'll take a look. What did you cut? I want evidence. I don't want to just take your word for it. I want evidence. I want proof. Show me. Show me where. So, non-manifold geometry, there are a number of different types. There are degenerate faces. Those are faces that are collapsed on top of each other. So like this space between these two edges is a face. If these were directly on top of each other, it won't let me do it. If those are directly on top of each other, it's a degenerated face. If you have three edges joined together on the same, or 3 faces joined to the same edge, or 3 vertices joined to the same, you can have it. So it's possible that this one is, yeah, so this is non-manifold right here. That guy. Interesting though. Where is that spot? There. That's a surprising location. That looks like it shouldn't be. So what this is showing me here is basically I have 2 planes. We get that. Let's reduce this down to a 4. I'll get rid of that and that. Basically, it's saying we have this situation. So if you have 2 planes joined on a corner with no edge, then it's non-manifold. That technically is true based on what I'm seeing there, but I don't think that's entirely accurate because this should be a leading edge that is combined. So let's see what this edge does. Those edges form together. So there should not be, like if I hit so, those edges go together. So that should not be non-manifold. If I were to cut that, that should produce 2 evenly cut sections, which it does. So why is it saying that's non-manifold? That should have been totally within the realm of manifold there. And you can see that unfolds. Sometimes Maya bugs me. Anyway, so here are our pieces. I'll just move this into position. All right. We're going to scale this up so it takes up as much space as possible. These don't matter because we're never going to see them. So I'll just find a spot to put them. The only reason I'm not making holes out of those is because those segments move. So technically we could see them if the upper and lower segments of the leg move far enough away from each other. You could see the gap. So I need to keep those filled. All right, so I got that one. Let's get the left foot. So the way I'm going to do the foot here, I'll go around the heel. And I'll also go around the top. And I will cut the back. Yeah, that should be fine. So I'll end up with 3 sections, or 4, can't count, but yeah, 3 sections. This part will unfold, that'll be a flat, and these will come back out as a single. Although this is, that'll probably yell at me for that, but it's fine. Let's cut it, and then unfold it. You can be unfolded. Yes. And that's the bottom. Yes. Will you unfold? It did. Okay. This way. Now I'm going to get the upper part of this on the same thing. So where is the? There's right foot. My back is not happy. Shin. Let's hide this. Oh, look at that. Convenient. It is what I wanted. Okay. What I want from this, I don't need any of these. Crap. I'm gonna go down the back of the leg. Ah, you jerk. Got that. Let's see, this is the sock. So I'll separate that part. And then we have the shin guard. Okay. Cut it. And let's see what happens. Unfold, yes. Unfold, looks good. Yes. Yay. That's the bottom we don't care about. This is a bottom piece we don't care about. Okay, so guard, leg. Sock, and then upper part of the boot. And the way I'm going to lay these out is I'm going to have this on the same map as the foot here. Don't be a jerk face. And it's probably going to be best if I put all the legs on one thing. So let's get the thigh on here. Tell you what, Maya has to fix that. Okay. These I don't care as much about, so I'll move those over. All that needs to go here. All right, so that's a leg. And then what I can do for that is I can really just give the other legs the same stuff. So I'll turn on hips here. Where is thigh 1, 2, torso. Oh, you know what? For the pants here, I really should have separated the belt. I did not separate the belt. Let's cut that. It's already unfolded, so I just separate it. Ta-da! And I'm gonna go ahead and just join. These together, I think. It'll reduce the number of texture maps I have to have. I can just position these however I need. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, for the leg, I can take this one and then that one. Hopefully there's no stuff. Come on now. How many times I gotta clear the history? Okay, good. This one to that one. And let's do a transfer of attributes. We will transfer component, hit apply. That looks like it went through. That's a good sign. That way I can just paint one leg and they all get the same effect. And then we'll clear the history on that. And then this one to that one. Yes. Clear the history on that. And then this one to that one. Yes. And history. Clear. Alright. For the arm. Well, my back has taken a unhappy moment. Why am I doing that? Let's hide you. And let's hide you. So you I need this. That. Yay. Back of the arm. Actually, I'll take the underseam of the arm. Since that upper part is actually visible, I will keep it. Alright, cut it. Unfold. Yay. Yay. Oof. So, is it less work to make a low-res character versus a high-res character? A little bit. A little less work. But you still have to do UVs. Everything you make has to have UVs on it. Oh, that's a terrible angle. Let me redo that. Let's take that from... we'll just automatic. Now we have to figure out the side. Yay. And I know I'm going to have the whole arm on one, so I'm just going to stack the arm in the corner here and get the next piece. So you I will hide. You I bring back, and you I hide. Alright. My back is not happy for some reason. Ugh. Get out of the way. Oof. You jerk. I feel warm and gross. I'm not sure why. We took the underseam, right? Yeah. And then this whole thing. Move those out of the way. Unfold. Make sure I cut that. And then it's all unfolded, so it should work out just fine. Time for the hand. Talk to the hand, as they say. And my back is not happy. Normally what would happen is I would lay down as I'm working. My back started being a jerk. But then if I lay down, you won't be able to see my beautiful face. Or maybe I wouldn't scare as many of you away. Okay, is this on? Yes. I'm actually going to take the hand from a top. It doesn't really matter what angle you get. It's at the end of the day, the UVs are going to be the same. It's about being able to see the most that you can for the projection that you're getting. So this projection gives me all the different angles here. So what I need to cut the thumb and the wrist. I really don't like the way that thumb is, but it's fine. Kind of feel like I want to massage it toward this corner. I'm ignoring it. I'm ignoring it. Okay, so she has these glove things on, right? Yeah. So we're going to have all that, and the fingertip is going to be by itself. But I think I'm going to butterfly the hand. So let's grab this knuckle, that one, that one, that one. I'll grab the thumb. This way. That way. Trying to think in how that's going to open. That'll open to the back. That'll open that way. That'll be on the other side. And that's attached here. That's attached there. I'm going to go this way. That's going to be a very messy cut. And then each finger needs to be open. I think that will do it. So when I say I'm going to butterfly the hand, basically I'm taking the hand, I'm going along one of the sides and just slicing, right? And then when you do that, you get to open the hands up and they end up doing this. It's a butterfly. I don't know if you can actually see the hand gesture there, but all right, I'm going to cut. And let's unfold. That's a blob. How are you guys? You guys unfolded. You unfolded. Good, good. So the fingertips unfolded. Let's see what's going on with the hand here. I mean, I can really roll. I can run with it, but that's the back of the wrist. That doesn't matter as much. I can cut that. That'll open a little bit better. Where, oh, where are you? This is middle of the hand, although I thought I cut that. That must be the top middle. Okay, so outer edge, underside. I'm gonna come in and cut here. Where are you at? I'm gonna cut around here. Let's unfold. Okay, closer to something manageable. I'm gonna cut this finger here. Those. Wow, that's way over there. Cut these fingers. I think I did, oops, too much cutting. Unfold. That I can sew back together. Where is Stitch? That is a terrible, terrible UV job, but it'll work. It's a solid color, so I'm not worried about it. Is that doesn't marry? It's fine. It'll survive. I will survive. Now, if I really wanted to know where the fingertips and the, for the fingernails and stuff were, I would be more particular. I don't really care. But they're going to be a single color, really. I'll move this over here. In this area, let's get this one. Where is the upper arm? Oh, right, I have to unhide it. Okay. So, these I can scale up. This I'll scale down. These I'll scale up. Okay. Make these roughly the same size. Let's get all this onto here. Coal. That is an awful, awful UV job. I should fix it. I wouldn't let my student turn that in. I should totally fix it. My OCD will not allow me to leave such a bad thing alone. Look at that hack job. Man. Wow. Maya crashed. It didn't even crash at an appropriate moment. Like, the UVs were done. I don't need this. Let's see. Let's see if I can get Maya back up here. Seriously? Is it gonna do this kind of crap to me? Alright. Is this chat actually reading? Nope. Still has the testing. Alright. Well, it's basically fate trying to say I shouldn't redo the hand. One of my kids would be like, well, you know, I saw that one time on your video that when Maya crashed, you're like, yeah, heck with it. Nobody's going to care. The people who are going to care are going to be the ones who evaluate your work. Like, if you're making your own game, as long as you don't have noticeable texture seams, nobody gives a flying squirrel. What matters is when you go to an art studio and, you know, or a gaming studio or whatever, you're like, hey, you know, these are the characters that I've made. They're going to say, hey, let me see your UVs. And you're going to show them your UVs. And if they're a hack job, they're going to go, huh, I'll pass. You know, not necessarily. They're probably like, well, you got that to work with this kind of crap. Okay. But really, you know, take pride in what you do and try to do it correctly. That said, I'm going to try to do this without crashing Maya again. So the way that I'm going to do it this time is this. I'm going to take these fingers, these guys. Oh, a bit of a burp there. Actually, I won't even do that. I'll do it this way. It's better that I do it the other way because it's less work for me, but it doesn't matter. So now I gotta try to get this middle edge here. Get all those, I'll cut those off. And I'm still gonna butterfly the hand, but I'm gonna do it slightly different. I'll leave this one on. Still gonna split the hand this way. Still splitting that way. A good butterfly is actually the back of the hand. I'm doing underneath. But that's because I have this weird cut here. So I think it's just simpler if I do it there. Alright, so I got that. Let's go ahead and open this thing up. There's that. That's a lot better. And then each of these I can unfold. Where do those go? Did they spiral into death? Okay. Alright. Unfold. Okay. Well, you unfold. You unfolded into nothing. That got weird. Okay. Let's do this. I'll pick one of the sides. Sometimes you'll have a stubborn thing. I'm gonna pick this side. Last time I picked the outer, but I'll do the inner. Toward the back. Again, it doesn't really matter, but in general, you try to put the seams where they're not going to be as noticeable. So like under the arm, you're not going to see that because the body's going to be occluding it. Back of the fingers, you're not going to see it as much because you're not going to get like a zoom in of the hand and really take a close look, right? So just try to put them in places where you can hide it from the player. Okay, so I've got those. Did I cut them? I think so. Hey, there we go. Much better. I really should do the same thing for this thumb here. Let's see, the back end of the thumb would probably be there. Cool. Yay. Where is a good attachment point? Yeah, it's good enough. These are all kind of like the same color, so it doesn't matter as much. But I'll put these near about where they need to go. Alright. Let's get out of that mess. Let's take all this, delete the history of everything, and I'll grab you to you. I may have actually deleted the model and not the history. You to you. What is the purpose of going to all by type in history if it doesn't get all? I must have just gone to the single. Okay, anyway, I'll grab those and we will do UVs and we'll transfer. Wow, that didn't go. You to there. There we go. And then we will get rid of the history again. And then you to you. Yay. Get rid of the history again. And then you to you. Apply. Get rid of the history again. What about Blender? Blender's a great program. It's free. It works. I don't think it crashes nearly as much as Maya, but it's currently not an industry standard, so like you can go and get certifications for Maya, you can get certifications for Mudbox and 3D Studio Max. I don't think Blender currently has a certification. But realistically, if you have a good portfolio of work and you work in Blender, if you can showcase that portfolio, you have a better chance of getting a job than somebody who has certifications in one of these standard programs, but they don't have a good portfolio. So, but there's nothing wrong with Blender. I just suck at using Blender. Blender Guru is pretty good if you want to have like a tutorial with Blender Guru. He does stuff all the time. He's pretty consistent about updating. Yeah. We relaunch this cursed program. Now it's funny because Maya has a stupidly high price. And a few years ago, just before Blender 2.8 came out, it was like $1,000 a month to get Maya. Like, who would pay that? Why would you want to pay that? The student price, I think, was $250 a month. And then 2.8 came out and started making a lot of waves, and Autodesk dropped the price. So the standard license for single user is now $150 a month, which is better than what it was, but it's still insane. You know, studio license I think is still about $1,000 a month for just the studio, but you have to check their prices. Anyway, let's see. I was transferring UVs before we got so rudely interrupted by the crashing. So that, and that. Did this get transferred? Okay. I will retransfer everything. Again. Let's try this. Mesh. Okay, that's good. And then just break this off. Realistically, I just want this piece, so I'll break that part off. Yeah, so we'll clear the history. And then this one to that one. Apply, clear the history. This one to that one. I'm going to save before doing that. Apply. Clear history. Okay. All the body parts are done. Yay. I am going to freeze transforms on this stuff. Cool beans. Ugh. Now the question is, how do I want to paint her? I can totally Photoshop paint her. Or I can do it in Mudbox. I could do it in ZBrush. So how about this? I'm going to take a break, let my back cool down, and then you guys decide on what I paint her in. Should it be Mudbox, ZBrush, or Photoshop? Alright, so I'm going to take a little bit of break. Let me know in the comments or in the chat or whatever not. And I'll be back in maybe a bit.